Good morning everyone, today we're checking out a brand new video from True Green 7 of 5 Poketubers designing Pokemon from the same description, episode 2. Now let's hop in and see what all the minds can come up with.
Hey guys, Ron here, and a couple months ago I released a video where I randomly generated a bunch of attributes like type combo and environment, and the 4 Poketubers that I invited had to figure out how to design a Pokemon based on these attributes. Once they handed in their design, I
Oh, okay, now I remember this.
drew their Fakemon, and even threw in my own design into the mix. And the guests had to vote for their favorite without knowing whose is whose. You guys absolutely loved the previous video, so here's part 2 with 4 new guests. Let's see if the winner is one of their Fakemon or the secret one I made. Make sure to leave a like if you want to see a part 2, and subscribe to know when that comes out, if it does. You'll never know unless you subscribe.
Hello, hello. What's up, gamers?
All right, let's see what we got here.
Hey, monthly
spoiler button.
You already spoil me, Peter.
Oh, Shannon.
A desert with towering sandstone arches and shifting dunes.
Ooh,
Reminds me of Dune. I haven't seen it, but it reminds me of it.
It reminds me of the title.
Personality, confidently mischievous.
I'm thinking like a ghost or a dark type with the mischievousness. Although, I just realized it says type right there.
Electric dark, okay.
Oh, damn.
Okay, that's kind of like an oxymoron, right? Because you turn off the lights and it's dark, you turn them on and that's electricity.
This guy's gonna be so...
And surprising though, sand is actually one of the most common things that can cause static electricity.
So confused.
But confident.
So
Is Morpeko really the only electric dark type?
I'm just gonna make Luxray every ROM hacker's dream.
What kind of electric Pokemon hangs out in the desert? They're weak to that.
High special attack, decent special defense, and pretty
Very
insane
high
speed.
speed.
When you're an electric type surrounded by ground, you gotta be fast.
With the ability Regenerator. Oh my gosh.
Regenerator restores 33% of the Pokemon's max HP upon switching out.
And a very
that's what that
cool
is.
color scheme here.
Want to help me come up with this Pokemon? Give me some inspiration.
Oh, this seems like it's gonna be hard.
This is gonna be tricky.
I was thinking like some kind
I
of
can
street
definitely
light,
agree with that.
but that doesn't really make sense in a desert environment.
He's got some greens in there. I think lizard, and lizards are pretty common in the desert, but so are cactus.
I think it could be cool if it's like
Well, like
a
an electric
mummified
cactus?
sort of jackal-like, pharaoh-looking thing.
Mummies are usually slow monsters, but they always have some like regenerative property.
You might expect a
Able to
Pokemon like
turn
that to
things
be
to sand,
ghost
reconstruct
electric,
the bodies.
but I don't think it's a far cry for something like this to be dark.
And as far as Regenerator, I mean, I think snakes, actually, if you, like, cut off the tip of their tails, it regrows. Or at least I know that's a thing for lizards. So either snake or lizard is definitely where I'm leaning towards with this.
Mischievous, because you wouldn't
lizards have it
expect
as
a
a one
street
and
lamp
done.
to be in the desert.
Alolan Raichu. What if we had another Raichu variant? Hold.
I guess Lucario is kind of a jackal Pokemon.
Oh, see,
Well,
now
kind
I'm
of
getting like a
Anubis.
vision in my head that could be so cool, and I just know it's not going to be cool. That's the sad thing.
That silvery kind of bluish color.
Yeah.
That is the metal of every street lamp I've ever loved.
And yellow, that is the color of light.
Like surfing the sand dunes.
Like, it's actually a predator in this desert, and it uses the glow to attract in prey.
It would make sense for a street lamp to sort of accidentally find himself there.
I
The
have a
dunes have
good
been
idea.
shifting, and he's just like, I'm awake from my nap. The hell? Am I the desert?
It feels like it could be like the Ore region,
I would make something akin to almost like a living sandstorm in a way.
you know? Like the Coliseum XD. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, and plus, those games are about like snatching Pokemon. Wait, hold on.
I know it took me a while to get there, but I'm excited to actually put this to paper.
I can do like
I
a
have my
landscape,
idea, but I want to see what these guys
figures
make.
and animals and creatures and people that I really struggle with. So I think my drawing is going to be quite bad, but I trust that yours will be much better.
All right.
So the Pokemon I designed is Coilebra, which is a bit of a double entendre, because coil, like snake's coil, but also it is an electric Pokemon, like an electric coil, and then the Ebra coming from the Spanish word for snake. Because the whole concept for this Pokemon is that it actually hides under the sand and tries to lure in prey with its glowing tail. It actually attacks with its tail, because the stats that Ron gave us, had more like special attacks, so I figured it can shoot lightning out of its tail. It seems more special than physical that way.
Like
when I came across rattlesnakes was when I had the idea that its rattle could actually produce electricity, almost like kinetic energy, you know, by moving quickly, it generates
that's
energy
a good one.
and electricity.
Good idea.
Okay, I'm going to look at Munching Orange's design. Oh, a snake. Okay. He got the environment correct, I guess. Snakes can be anywhere, honestly. Even the whole character sheet and everything, unfortunately, I'm only going to redesign, you know, one angle, one key art. But I guess this will be useful because now I get to see what's on its back, like those stripes. No, this is a fully fleshed out Fakemon. Even the eyes, he was experimenting. It has everything that a Fakemon would need. I'm not going to change anything, honestly, now that I think of it. Now, that's a blessing and a curse. The blessing is, I mean, he's just a good artist, so good for him. That's pretty cool.
Good.
The curse is that I'm really not going to change anything, so he's not going to gain any, like, advantage that comes with me having some input on the design. But it's still going to be a very appealing design to just straight up translate into the, you know, Sugimori style.
I can't wait to see it.
So, let me introduce you to Orion Raichu. Much like a lowland Raichu, this Pokemon is a product of its environment. Pikachu that have grown up in the Ore region have to adapt to the tough and harsh lifestyle of the desert. He obviously needs the bandages to protect himself from all the sand and such. Obviously, the stat spread doesn't quite line up to the rest of the Raichu line, but Regenerator is a really good ability. So we had to dock him some stat points to factor that one in. But I think, you know, I think it turned out pretty cool. That was the OG concept art right there. So, you know, playing around with the different colors. I'm a little biased, but I think it turned out a little better in the final product.
Yeah,
oh, hey, looking at Captain Kid's design. Yo, Ooh, never thought of doing a form for this series. He drew it really well. Okay, so we're doing a mummy now. Or maybe he's playing on like the regenerator stuff, making it look like a Selgor with the bandages. Regardless, the idea makes total sense. Surfing on the sand dunes, I guess? That'll be fun to draw, surfing
maybe.
Pokemon. Hopefully, when the other people see the final design, they're not going to have bias because it's literally a Raichu. So it's going to feel more familiar and therefore maybe going to feel to them like a more plausible design. Everything is going to stay conceptually.
I don't really have too much to say about it because I mean, it's nothing against the Raichu, nothing against the Autas. It's just, don't have anything to say.
I'm just going to give it a really cool pose.
It's just a Raichu.
Okay, our boy has come to life.
Ooh, here we go.
Name is Flash Knight, the light trap Pokemon.
And we can see in this little picture here, he's got an eye, but it's very squinty. He's one of Brock's favorite Pokemon now.
What?
And he's just spitting
this?
that light straight out of its mouth. But he's got little like dark claws, so that he can snatch his prey. You can see though his little green tail, not only because we had to fit the color green in somehow, but because of his ability. Shannon, would you like to explain that with absolutely no discussion?
Taser tail.
Oh, come on.
That's how
He's got Regenerator.
Yeah.
I figure he could like plug in.
You don't want to ask where that plugs in on his opponents.
All right, I'm going to look at Delicious James, Peter, and Shannon's design. I'm expecting something both stupid and genius.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, they made something.
Again, it's a good and a bad thing. The whole point is that I want bad art. I shouldn't be saying that, but that's kind of the point, that I get to now have my input instead of just literally just redrawing their thing. I get to actually put some input into it.
Don't want it perfect, but also don't want it too bad.
This needs a lot of things to make it work, because this right now looks too much like an Ultra Beast. I mean, I may lean into it and make it actually look like an Ultra Beast, but I still want to make it look like an actual creature instead of just a sentient
It's like a
lamp,
creature lamp.
which is kind of boring. Like a modern street lamp is not as cool looking as like a Victorian street lamp or something. So we're gonna maybe give it more elegant style. I think I'm gonna take more inspiration from like a Velociraptor or something like that, or some kind of theropod.
Oh yeah, Raptor could be
bird
cool.
adjacent, because give me bird attributes. So this one's probably gonna change the most so far. This is gonna be very fun to redesign then.
All right, last one.
Okay, so the Fakemon I designed is called Fair Anubis. Supposed to be like a clumsy portmanteau or concatenation of Pharaoh and Anubis. I play a lot of Ocarina of Time in my life, and there's an enemy in the Spirit Temple in Ocarina of Time, fittingly called Anubis. So this drawing that I did is kind of loosely based on that. I try to imply that like there's some electricity or maybe this ancient force harnesses electricity, and there's some dark energy or something, hence the dark type, that have sort of, taken over the body of this like ancient creature. Obviously that's sort of you know, betrays maybe that it's a ghost type, but these are the types that we were given, and I think it still fits decently well.
All right, now I'm gonna look at ADEF design. A mummy, an Anubis mummy. This is 2 mummy, honestly. It looks like a ghost type, and that'll be. Honestly, to be fair, the last 3 all look more ghost than dark, honestly. There's a lot of lightning and electricity around it, but I have to consolidate it, so... Because none of the Pokemon, like, Sugimori style, like, key art, the official art that you see, that we try to recreate, and none of the fake ones, like, show energy or, like, moves.
Even he was
any
calling
kind
it
of,
out.
like, anything that isn't part of their body, or,
ghostly.
like, the weapon that they use that is always with them, like a Farfetch'd. But here, I'm gonna have to remove that. But I think I'm gonna combine that electric energy with the tools, because the tools are literally just a Pharaoh's tools, and that would be too much mummy, and that would be too much ghost type or even steel type or something. And
Yeah,
this is a dark electric. I'm gonna make it hold lightning instead of the traditional Pharaoh. Don't know what they're.
You're gonna
called.
give it some
I'm also gonna have to
Zeus.
try to make it not look like Lucario, but it will. And it doesn't look like it would be a normal Pokemon with that like base stat total and ability. So I have to make sure it doesn't look too much like a legendary. It still will look epic, but it can't look like something that would be too odd to encounter in the wild. But it could be, I guess it could be like something like a Volcarona or like a Lucario, I guess.
Oh, yeah, no,
that
a Volcarona
feels legendary,
level
but
could
isn't.
be good.
No, I'm going to be transparent. I'm designing my Fakemon after theirs because I don't want mine to overlap with any of theirs, just in case. Like, what if 2 of them made the snake and then I made a snake too, and then it's the same? You know, it's just boring. It's a boring episode.
Snake.
So this time I am designing after this, which makes it tougher. Because I did want to do a reptile, but there are going to be 2 reptiles here. And I wanted to do maybe something with mummies, but you have 2 mummies here. It's a good thing because I'm not going to make what they made, but also it'll be harder because now whatever they made is off limits for me. So it's going to be way harder to come up with an idea. Since none of them did something more like humanoid or something, I'm going to maybe do a genie, a djinn. Basically a storm djinn that creates oases. So I'm going to throw in my design into there and see if they like it.
A 5th member to the Djinn trio.
All right, Shannon, are you ready to see the first Pokemon?
This isn't even for Ron's
trio.
video. You just drew
The
5
whole
Pokemon you wanted me to look at.
I just drew 5 random ones. Yeah, he's gonna love it.
All right, let's take a look at the first Pokemon.
Yo, wait, what the heck? Mine is first. This looks so sick.
Ooh,
oh
look at that
my
shiny.
God. Look at my little guy.
Coilibra. Wow. Oh, cool.
Oh, fun.
It looks a lot like my guy. Wait, is this my guy?
Coilebras come to life. Oh my God. That's
beautiful.
everything I hoped for.
Coilibra?
A Coilibra. You know.
A coily. You know what? My wife complains about those a lot.
Oh, come on.
Dude, it looks so legit. Like, the style is actually something I could see in Pokemon.
Does it say 5'9"? Oh, it must be the length.
5 foot.
That is
definitely.
a very big man.
I think the eye might be my favorite part. How it's triangle shaped too. Gives that very mischievous look to it.
Like it looks like a millipede on the back of a snake.
Wait, did everybody
Ooh,
have the same
that
thing?
does.
Is that the... I guess I'm a fake fan. I didn't watch the video.
I really hope when it shakes its tail, you can hear static electricity instead of the sound.
That would be
from-
so
Oh,
good.
that would be good flavor.
Dang, even the shiny forms are included as well. That is pretty cool.
The shiny too. Oh my God, it looks like a radioactive snake. That's so
Yeah,
sick.
I was thinking
Okay,
the same
description.
thing.
Coilebra burrow
And
under
I
the
love
sand,
Pokemon
leaving
Uranium.
its glowing tail exposed to lure in curious prey.
It then strikes the moment they get close.
Oh, love that. Anything that like lures in prey, I think that is fascinating. I love this design. The shiny also looks great.
I know we're not supposed to critique them, but I feel like a little hat and a monocle would be great.
Pokemon number 2.
Oh, it's a new Raichu.
I mean,
there we
obviously
go.
I'm biased. I like my guy. I think he's cool. But this looks great.
Yo!
It's not
We got
bad.
a Raichu
Looks a lot
regional
better.
form. That's so sick.
Orayan Raichu.
So it's from the Ora region. I played those games. I just don't know how to pronounce it.
The artwork is obviously way better than what I could have done.
He looks like he got
No insult,
caught up
man.
in the bathroom and then got a really important call.
In the desert.
He kind of like, he was like, oh no.
Oh shit, I'm late for
I
dinner.
actually kind of like how the eels have been turned into almost like horns in a way.
But I can imagine this like on the desert dunes.
I also like how this Pokemon has handlebar ears so that you can also go for a ride.
That's really sick. The devil horns are a nice touch because
Yeah,
it's half
exactly.
dark
Devil
type, a little
horns.
mischievous.
The shiny is awesome.
And he's got
He's
that
shiny with the all
mischievous smirk though.
grayish
You know, the
bubble.
bandages look sick.
This is really cool. Sort of also going with the like mummy vibe that I wound up at.
Makes sense with the stats too, you know. Fast special attacker,
I can see how you would get there
Raichu
from the
makes
electric
sense.
dark type. Let's read the description.
It is said that the bandages around Raichu's body never stop growing.
Their tails allow them to expertly surf through the harsh dunes present in the deserts of the Ore region. Yo!
I have sand dune surfed in
Awesome.
real life. It's very fun.
Next, we
from
got-
what I've seen, yeah, it is. It's a little risky, but it's very fun.
Ginneon.
Oh, here we go.
okay.
Ginneon.
It's his.
Oh, I like that a lot. Playing on the Jin, like the genie.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I don't even know how to say that Pokemon's name.
I've never
Must be
known
like
how to
an
pronounce this word. Is it just
evolution or
Jin?
something?
I think it's
Is
just
it
Jin
Eon?
and not Djinn.
Ginneon.
Some people pronounce it Jin, some people pronounce it the Jin, and it's
Is
a
this
play of choice,
an
really.
Eevee?
So I guess it is an Eevee evolution because it ends in Eon and it's kind of Eevee-like.
Are you suggesting that Finneon is also
Yes.
Eevee evolution?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, good
Oh, I
enough.
forgot about
Obviously, based on
Finneon
a
and
gin,
Luminion.
gins in the desert make a lot of sense.
Like sort of evil genies, I think. It's like very equivalent to like a genie in Mythos.
Yeah,
This
but
one
the Jin's just an
feels
evil
like
genie that
the
twists
ominous
your
storm
wish.
that very rarely
Even more
comes
than a
over
genie.
the desert.
It looks really cool too. I love how it's like a dark cloud.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted you to wait a minute. That's
No.
it.
From what I know of gins,
Oh, it
they
hasn't
are
been a
quite
minute.
mischievous creatures, so that definitely fits.
And also the face, like the eyes and nose and mouth are so like mischievous.
Though fickle in nature, this Pokemon has the ability to conjure storms and create a desert oasis.
It only uses this power when befriended by those who do not want to take advantage of its ability. Oh, that's really
Oh,
good.
that's nice.
See, this one I like a lot.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I guess
Really
that is kind of
sweet.
Jin's thing, isn't it?
A Pokemon being the one that creates these oases is a pretty cool idea.
Very cool idea for a Pokemon.
This one fits, I feel like, the description, the environment that we were given the most.
Definitely.
Pokemon number 4.
It's us.
Oh, look at that!
My favorite has been
So much better.
Whoa.
So much better. I'm not dissing it what they made, but still, this looks so much better and like an actual Pokemon instead of instead of the thing that looks like it should be on my nightstand.
That is...
Whoa, what is this? What? That's so cool.
Flash Knight.
Knight.
I love this.
God, look at this beautiful creature.
I love him.
The blinding Pokemon, Flash Knight.
Kind of almost looks like he went with a Therizinosaurus instead of a regular Raptor.
That's so cool.
Mostly because
His
of the
shiny
stats
is
and hands.
like a 1950s black and gray detective movie. It's like he turned out the light. Oh, it's
No,
so
that
good.
is really good.
The shiny is also so cool. It's like a film noir type vibe.
I
Yeah,
just love
everyone's
Pokemon
loving it.
that kind of go outside of the box or out of the norm of what you might expect, at least naturally in the desert.
It is a tall lad, 7'11". Bro should be playing basketball.
I could totally see this near like a desert
Not with those
village,
claws.
you know, blending in with the lamps and lanterns in the actual village.
And just like Raichu, you have handles on the neck, so you can sit on this one and just ride it like a dinosaur.
Okay.
Ride
I
these
can see
babies
that.
for miles.
Fire ears.
I want to say like Ultra Beastie, like it comes from a different dimension in the way that it's like very geometric.
This one is so sick.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
a
actually Ron's idea
huge
to make
fan of
it,
this.
you know,
I'm
a bit
very
of
pleased
a
with that. Man, we're so
Ultra Beast.
artistic. But
Yeah.
I had no idea.
So I guess if we call it Flash Knight, it would actually be UB Lantern.
My favorite detail is the face though, how there's like one that's smiling and the other one angry. I'm guessing there's other faces on the other sides too. That's
Probably one
really
that's
cool.
mad.
So it's kind of like the drama comedy thing, where one face up there is smiling, the other one is frowning.
Comedy and
Oh,
tragedy.
that's so
my
good.
friend.
That's like
comedy and
the
tragedy.
confidently mischievous thing.
Organic and man-made. And I love the blend.
He kind of gives me Velociraptor vibes, which I love.
Oh yeah.
Okay, something you gotta know about
good
me is
few
that I
people
was
have
a
seen that.
huge dinosaur kid. And so already the Velociraptor vibes, I'm locked in.
And look at those hands ready for digging.
Look at that tail ready to poke this man straight in the eyes.
This nocturnal Pokemon impersonates a street lamp.
Luring curious Pokemon out of the darkness and into its brilliant light source.
Once illuminated, Flash Knight quickly stuns its prey with its tail.
And shreds it with its claws and consumes it.
The light Flash Knight
Oh,
emits
geez.
often blinds itself, causing it to stumble out of cities and find itself in far-off lands. That's very cute.
I like the fact that it blinds itself.
Okay.
I love any Pokemon description or animal description or whatever where it like starts positive for the thing and then ends like, well, they're also kind of stupid.
Thanks for the edit, Ghost editor.
True Green, you slayed on this one. I mean, you slayed on all of them, but this one's a slay.
All right, final one.
Let's go.
I could actually see like the inside of the lantern itself being like its actual head, and all the faces and stuff is just like a decal. Like if you were to remove that, it would just be almost like a light head, like a Zocatry in a way.
Pheranubis.
There we go. Look at that.
Gonna do a Pharaoh type of Pokemon.
Okay, this is my boy. This is my boy.
That's a good boy.
So cool.
Oh, here we go. See, this is cool.
Ooh.
Pheranubis.
Gotta love it.
Egyptian. Yes.
I feel like this is kind of where my head also went with like the bandages and stuff like that. They just executed it way better.
Definitely.
I like
Let's
this
say-
guy a lot.
Yeah, I really like the
If you
the
see the
staff.
OG,
It's a
you
lightning
would-
bolt.
I would be saying
Zeus,
otherwise.
the god of thunder with the big lightning bolt that it's holding, but also obviously Anubis, like its name says.
This looks so sick, and the shiny is so sick.
And look at that, more toilet paper.
Shiny is good.
My gosh, he
Blue
kind of
lightning.
gives me like a mermaid vibe, if I'm being honest.
But the design is awesome. I love how eerie it looks, that its body just kind of cuts off and it's floating.
Definitely looks like it could be a special attacker.
Okay, you have taken my initial idea for a Pokemon and truly just heightened it. The earring that I had is there. The sort of electric motifs in the eyes are here.
It reminds me
It
of
is good.
a regional variant of Lucario.
And the bandages are just like flowing and feel like part of its body.
Legends say electricity and a dark force filled the ancient husk of a long-deceased ruler to create this resurrected Pokemon.
Scientists have yet to discover if Pheranubis controls its own body.
Or if it's moving through pure electricity and hatred.
Yeah, that's a dark
Oh,
type
I
right
like
there.
it.
That's a dark type
Love
for sure.
it.
I am a massive fan of this. I think Flash Knight is my favorite, but I don't know.
For me, it is definitely between Diginion and Pheranubis.
They're all fantastic. I really love all of them.
If we're going
It
based
would be
off
hard
the
to pick only
attributes,
one.
though, I think I might like Pheranubis a bit more.
I mean, if we have to pick only one to actually like, I'll give it to the redone Flash Knight.
Because I can see it more as a fast special attacker.
Everybody took the prompts to a super different route, which is always fun to see.
From the start, it's Coilibra. It's a really simple and cool design. Like, it looks like an actual Pokemon. I think it uses all the colors really well, and I just like him. I think he is a good thing.
I think going for the mummy design with the regenerator ability, I think is what is ultimately gonna give it the nod. We were on the same wavelength, so I'm gonna vote for Pheranubis.
I think Flash Knight is the coolest. Again, I'm such a
Good
pushover
spread
for
so far.
dinosaurs, but I love this idea of like a street lamp, and the design is so avant-garde and weird.
Just need
I
one
like
extra
the
point.
idea that there's a variant Pokemon with Raichu. I would not have
Oh,
thought
damn,
to
I guess it's all gonna
like,
be tied.
build off of another Pokemon.
It's tough, but I think I gotta go with Flash Knight. There's
Never
just
mind.
something about it that
Yeah,
looks
it
so eerie, almost unsettling
Knight wins
in
with 2
its
points.
geometric shape of its body, like contrasting with the more natural claws and legs.
In the end, that means Flash Knight is the winner. The most unconventional design out
Yes.
of all of them. I do admit, it's very entertaining. And at the end of the day, that's kind of what media is for,
It is
to
good.
entertain. Now let's have all the guests finally see the original designs before I redesign them.
I completely forgot. Ron designed one of these. Why do I have a feeling it's the lampshade?
It was not.
Oh my god, dude. Of course it's Peter and Shannon. Of course it's Peter and Shannon. How could it not be Peter and Shannon, dude? Fucking delicious change, bro. Okay.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
Yeah, no, they made
Delicious
the Ginny on.
James. Great minds think alike. Because I had a similar thing of like the light being a lure in the darkness.
We had heart. Look at our drawing. It's
Your drawing, I'm
it's
not taking
clearly
credit
the
for
worst
that.
one.
Their design is so unhinged.
I like Ron's version better, where
Yeah.
the lamppost is its face and it has the multiple faces. I like that is top tier. I love that.
Like
Is
many
it like
faces.
plugged into the wall right here? That's so cool.
Peter and Shannon's take on Flash Knight really looks like it's straight out of Beetlejuice.
Oh my god, it
I
kind of
love
does.
it, dude. You know what? Screw it. It's my favorite
Beetlejuicean
before and
lamp.
after the redesign.
All I could think of was like a new age street lamp. Ron went for like the really old ones that you light with a flame, and it's just so much better. It's got the more like the dark energy because old things are dark.
Honestly, the original sketch actually looks even creepier, like more from a horror game, but maybe not so much something you'd find in the desert, but in the corner of a creepy old house.
Captain Kids is like almost one-to-one what the thing wound up being. I'm very impressed by those
mine
drawings.
already designed with like
because my drawing
and posing, but aside from that, all the same.
Are so bad.
I mean, that one translated pretty much one-to-one from the sketch to the final design. Like, it was very much a complete idea.
Like Captain Kid's original one, he does look more mischievous, like goofy, mischievous.
Maybe it's because
like,
he has the pupils hand up,
Yeah, but if I ran into the original Raichu, I would be like, hey, little guy. If I ran into Ron's version, I would be like, please don't kill me.
Captain Kid clearly drawing with colored pencils here, which is so fun and so authentic.
Cool. Okay, so it was ADEFs. Nice.
It looks like it's the most different from the sketch to the final design. Like, obviously, it's still the same idea, but the sketch made it look more like it was like a knife or a dagger wrapped up in a bandage.
It definitely started out looking like a turd someone wrapped in toilet paper. and then Ron took it in a much better direction.
We're friends with ADEF. You can't say that. He's not going to be friends with us anymore.
That's why I can say it.
Yeah, Peter and Shannon, those are my boys, and we're all dog shit and artistry.
I mean, at least
Anubis,
everyone had
more
different
like
ideas.
Am I right?
A poob ass.
Munching Orange's design is very similar and already looks really good, to be honest.
Literally
with you.
a one-to-one.
I don't think Ori and Raichu's being it. That's for sure.
The snake is perfect. Who drew the snake? The snake's just the same guy.
It says right there, Munching Orange.
Oh, is that like a character sheet?
Ron was like, no notes.
My God, there's a style guide for the snake. That's so sick.
That's like a whole character
My guy's
sheet.
got a whole book.
Oh my God.
Sweet.
I think if you showed me just the original designs, I'd probably pick Coilebra as my favorite.
Okay, so the Jin was Ron's.
That's right.
That's cool. Ron, very cool idea.
I love everybody's ideas.
It is really good.
I love all of Ron's designs.
I'm a huge fan of all of these. I would love to see all 5 of these Pokemon present in an actual game.
And thanks for turning my Ori and Raichu into a reality. I think he looks great.
It's so funny to me that the one I picked is people I actually do know. Comical. Delightful.
It was really fun being part of this. Thank you to Ron for inviting me.
It was good seeing
I've
all
always
the
loved drawing, but I never really get the chance to do it for content or for YouTube at all. So it's a really cool opportunity, and I love seeing the designs of the other artists as well, how those get translated from sketch to, you know, the finalized version that Ron does are always really amazing.
Yeah,
God,
all really good.
That was really fun, yeah.
Ron, thanks for having me on this. This is a lot of fun. You are a very gifted artist.
And not gonna lie, you guys were amazing guests. This was a perfect group. Please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see a part 3. And check that.
Alright everyone, that's going to be the end of today's video, and I hope you all enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. A link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see all of you all next time when we flick back on. Until then, this is Fox, signing out. Peace.